I'll send Topuria back to top 15 pound for pound. For me, it's easier to fight Topuria than Oliveira
Wait,
for my
I don't
style.
understand that though. I don't understand that, Arman. Like, how can you say that
Because
Ilya is a
because
challenger?
I like to take down people, you know. When you take down Charles Oliveira, he still can like choke you or some like do some
He
mission.
almost had
But
you. He almost had
yeah,
you.
but Tapuria is gonna try to get up, and then you can like just go like 1,000 times to take him down because there is a no problems on the ground.
Well, that Bryce Mitchell fight that you were speaking about, he won that fight by submission.
Maybe he's a good guy, but not the best fighter.
Arman Tsarukyan sends a clear warning message to Ilia Topuria. The top lightweight contender is putting his money where his mouth is, and we're talking serious cash here, folks.
So no big bets from your own pockets?
No, I can put the bets. I can put like a $500,000 if he beat me. If I beat him, he's gonna give me a $500,000. So I can put it that.
Okay, so he's willing to make handshake bets.
If he wants to make that, so I'm down, and we can shake hand fight. If I lose, I'll give him $500,000. If I beat him, he's gonna give me $500,000.
Top lightweight Arman Tsarukyan wagers easy $500,000 that he'll beat Ilia Topuria and unloads on his weaknesses. This is getting personal, this is getting expensive, and this might just force the fight we all want to see. Let's break it down. So here's what went down. Arman Tsarukyan appeared on the Overdogs podcast with Mike Perry, and when asked if he'd put money on the line against Ilia Topuria, the Armenian fighter didn't hesitate. I can put like $500,000 if he beats me. If I beat him, he's gonna give me $500,000. If he wants to make that, I'm down. We can shake hands. Fight.
Yeah, he's a good striker. Not good striker. He's a good boxer. But I feel like myself, I'm a better like a MMA fighter than him because I have more. I'm more skilled than him. I got good kicks, knees. You know, like wrestling setup, boxing with wrestling, wrestling against the cage, grappling, everything. He has good boxing, and that's all. So, that's why I feel like you gotta just keep pressure him, try him, take him down, make him tired because he's gets out so fast with the wrestling. If you're just gonna stay and try to box him, it's not gonna work it because it's his pace, you know, and you gotta break it. You gotta make him tired. If you watch fights where he wrestled, he got tired and so fast, and that's why we gotta make that scramble.
$500,000, people. That's not pocket change. That's serious money that shows just how confident Tsarukyan is in his abilities. But here's the thing. This isn't just about the money. This is about respect, about getting the fight he believes he's earned, and about forcing Topuria's hand when the champion has been reluctant to give him a shot. Tsarukyan comes from serious wealth. His father runs a successful construction business, so he can back up these bold claims. But more importantly, you don't risk $500,000 unless you truly believe you can win. To understand why this challenge matters, we need to look at how we got here. Arman Tsarukyan was supposed to fight Islam Makhachev at UFC 311 in January for the lightweight title, but a back injury forced him to withdraw, leaving fans disappointed and Dana White frustrated. That pullout is still haunting him today.
Exactly what I said. I connected him with a couple of punches. He was like shocked and he said, I need to get a takedown. Then I defended the takedown. I control him in the ground. Almost, I get a very dominating position in the ground. I was very, very close to get it. He did a great scramble in the ground. Again, we went to the striking and finally I could knock him out.
Meanwhile, Ilia Topuria shocked the MMA world by moving up to lightweight and beating Charles Oliveira at UFC 317 to claim the vacant title. The Georgian-Spanish fighter looked absolutely unstoppable, finishing one of the greatest lightweights of all time. Now Topuria is the champion, and Tsarukyan wants his shot. But here's the problem. Topuria doesn't want to fight him next. The new champion has questioned Tsarukyan's reliability after that UFC 311 pullout. Topuria even said he would rather vacate the belt than fight Tsarukyan next. That's a brutal statement that clearly stung the Armenian contender.
Listen, when you put so much effort in the game and you have a guy in front who you don't know that maybe he could pull out from the fight, that's not something good for us. It's not my back. Bro, I don't fucking care. They're gonna give him a fight before the title shot because there is no way. If I'm the world champion, I'm never gonna give him a chance to fight for the title. I will be like, listen, if that's the case, take my belt. I don't do it.
Tsarukyan has earned his position with back-to-back wins over former champion Charles Oliveira and perennial contender Beneil Dariush. He's 9-1 since losing to Islam Makhachev in his UFC debut, yet he still hasn't gotten his title shot. The lightweight title picture has become incredibly crowded, and that's part of what makes this $500,000 challenge so brilliant. We've got Justin Gaethje, who believes he deserves the shot after winning 3 of his last 4 fights. He's even threatening to retire if Topuria isn't his next opponent.
Now that John Jones is retired, I think it's the biggest fight the UFC can make. Me versus Ilia. Now there's no John Jones and they can't do him versus Tom. It wouldn't surprise me if I've got the belt in 6 to 12 months.
Then there's Paddy Pimblett, who could be the biggest pay-per-view draw of them all, given his heated rivalry with Topuria. They had a charged face-off right after UFC 317. And now Max Holloway has thrown his hat back in the ring after his win over Dustin Poirier at UFC 318, making the conversation even more complicated. But here's what's interesting. Former 2-division champion Daniel Cormier thinks Tsarukyan deserves the next shot. I believe, all things considered, merit warranted, I think it probably should be Arman. I think Arman Tsarukyan probably should be the guy who gets the title fight. I just don't know if the champion is willing to fight him right now.
I believe, all things considered, merit warranted. I think it probably should be Arman Tsarukyan. I mean, he was #1 contender. Luis, you can chime in the chat if you want. You're my first comment. I think Arman Tsarukyan probably should be the guy that gets the title fight. I just don't know if the champion is willing to fight him right.
That's a strong endorsement from one of the most respected voices in MMA. Let's be real here. This $500,000 bet isn't just about money. It's pure marketing genius. Tsarukyan knows that controversy sells fights and gets people talking. By putting $500,000 on the line, he's forcing the entire MMA world to pay attention. It's a brilliant marketing move disguised as a challenge. He's also been getting creative with his callouts. This week, Tsarukyan made a skit inspired by ONE FC's Anatoly Malikin, showing Topuria as a duck running away from the fight. He's claiming the champion is afraid of his freestyle wrestling prowess.
Ilia, stop running, Ilia. Stop running, Ilia. Good boy. I'll make it quick, no worries. Good boy.
The Armenian has even questioned Paddy Pimblett's contender status, pointing out that Pimblett's last 3 opponents have a combined record of 0-13 in their recent fights. So where does this leave us? Tsarukyan served as a backup fighter for UFC 317 and made championship weight, showing he's ready when called upon. But Dana White has made it clear that his withdrawal from UFC 311 means he's only just beginning to get back into good graces. The $500,000 challenge puts enormous pressure on Topuria. If he accepts, it shows confidence. If he refuses, it might make him look like he's avoiding the fight. For Tsarukyan, this bet keeps him in the conversation and shows he's willing to put his money where his mouth is. Whether Topuria accepts or continues to avoid him remains to be seen. But one thing is certain. This challenge has made the lightweight title picture even more interesting than it already was. This is exactly the kind of drama that makes MMA so compelling. $500,000 on the line, championship gold at stake, and 2 fighters who don't like each other. Will Ilia Topuria accept Arman Tsarukyan's $500,000 challenge? Will the UFC force this fight to happen? And who deserves the next title shot in this stacked lightweight division? Keep it locked to MMA Central for all the latest updates on this developing story, and we'll see you next time when we bring you more from inside the octagon.